Hey everybody, Scroft here. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 25 on the channel, and welcome back to our Bevington farm series. And you've probably noticed it's 20 past 7. We've got rain incoming, and we've got a bit of a problem that completely I overlooked. And we're going to have to try and sort that out in this episode. This is the same in-game day as the last episode, and unfortunately, I'm not able to move into to August. So yeah, we've got a bit of a predicament that we're going to have to tackle. But first, before that, I just want to point something out, which is pretty hilarious. With the amount of mods that I'm running right now, you can see in the right-hand side, I've got the field info, really useful stuff. Precision farming, same. Moisture info, again, really useful stuff. But look what happens when I go to the cows. So now I've got the monitor information, the genetics, the animal information, and then something at the top that I can't even see. There's a lot of stuff going on there. It makes me think that I might need to... I don't really know, to be honest. What a sunset that is. Yeah, that is pretty cool. What a picture that would be. A cow just sitting out, looking at the sunset. Stunning. Well, now it gets up and decides that it's on its way. Anyway, yeah, we are in the same in-game day. We've got to harvest the barley. It's that simple. I've completely made a mistake. We were doing the first field of oats in the last video. It took quite a while. I then chilled out, had some food, got a brew, went upstairs. Last night I spent ages just playing the game, enjoying it, doing the other two fields. I even baled all the 3 fields of straw and put them into the shed using an auto-load trailer. And yeah, it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. But then I looked and thought, right, in the next episode, what we're going to do, I'm going to probably do the barley fields, the 2 barley fields. So then I looked at the crop calendar and realised that I should have done the oats second, because if we have a look, where are the oats now? Yeah, oats are here, so we can actually harvest it in August, but the barley is June, July. So if we don't harvest it before midnight, that's it. We're done. It's all withered. Honestly, completely threw me off guard. Looking at wheat as well, you've got like July, August then, but for some reason barley's June, July. Now I always thought barley and wheat were the same, but oats and wheat are the same. So I've got confused somewhere, or it's changed in FS25 and I completely forgot. I don't know. I should know that by now, but I'm faffing about. So we're gonna have to do it. Now we have got rain at 11 o'clock. I actually invested 4,000 getting one of the weather kind of like, I don't know what you call them, but these little things actually give you a more accurate weather reading, because I wanted to know how long have I got, because at midnight I'm pretty much stuck. But if it rains as well, all the straw, I'm worried about baling because it'll start rotting away. So I'm pretty much stuck. I'm on a time scale. I have put it down to 0.5, but when we start going, I am going to put it to 1. I'm going to leave it at 1 and we'll see what happens. That is a shot and a half. I'm going to have to take a screenshot of this cow. I hope it stops somewhere where I can actually get a really nice picture. I've just taken off all the HUD, but yeah, that is a pretty stunning shot of a cow and a sunset. So that could be our thumbnail. I mean, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that is the plan. I'll quickly just show you the bales so you can see what I've done. I've actually prepped everything really well. Like, cleaned off all the equipment. I got everything fueled back up. Jet washed everything, thinking that at the start of the next episode we can, kind of progress without any rush. And it wouldn't, be going into night time, but unfortunately that's not going to be the case. So everything's like fueled up and cleaned off and everything. But I did so many bales. I did so many straw bales. It was really good to see. We are going to sell them all, but as you can tell, Giants physics with bales at the moment. I think they've gone back. They've gone backwards, and I don't want to criticise Giants at all, but I hope to God they sort it out, because it's crazy how poor the physics is with bales. I mean, I obviously had to change the way I store them inside that shed because of it, because every time I got near them, they just move around on their own. Now, it's the same pretty much at the moment with these bales. I stacked them up, and then they just started going everywhere and tipping up. It was pretty crazy. But they were nicely stacked up. Admittedly, I did use an auto trailer, but there's a lot of them. But talking about the last episode and the money that we've got, we've got a lot of money, well, a lot of debt really, 939,000 and a lot going out each month. It's 7,800 and then 5 grand as well because of the finance deal. Been talking to Oz as well, the maker of the, let me just quickly show you. So the maker of the brilliant mod that shows you like your own equipment. So it's the garage mod that's on ModHub. He created that so we can now see it in the shop menu and you can like tab through to list items. He actually sent me a version last night and I've got it in game now, which is super helpful for anyone that plays the way I'm doing, where you can use the search option for second-hand equipment, so you can pay for the dealer to go and search for the item. He's now added it as one of the switch modes, so you can keep a track of it. So you can see the used equipment searches is here. So if I put one out, I mean, I'll do one, and then we can just reimburse ourselves the money for it. So let's say we want to buy this 500 Vario. We can go find used. We'll go 1241. Put that there like that, and then if we go back to our garage menu, you can see that we know that this one's still out there doing the equipment search, so you can track what you've actually set to go on a search for. So not bad at all. Let's just give ourselves that money back. 1241, I think it was 1241. There we go. Job's good. So that's really, really cool. I also have been talking to him about some other mod ideas because he was open to some suggestions, which I thought was really cool, to be honest, that he was actually asking me for some suggestions. And I actually give him one about financing because of the way I've done this tractor that I've currently got in my arsenal, which is the Fence 720. I've got that on a leasing deal, but I would have liked it to have been a bit more in depth with that and how you can do it a bit more realistic as well. I actually spoke to Adam, the real farmer that I work with, and his T6, he did the exact same thing. He did a hire purchase, put a deposit down, paid for so many months, and then at the end had the option to put a fee down to buy it outright. He also had the option at the start to not get the option at the end for the fee, basically. If he just paid a higher deposit at the start and more each month, he'd just own it at the end. But then he also had an option for this thing called a balloon option, which is where you buy the tractor, put a deposit down, pay every month, and then at the end, you either buy it, so you pay your final option, or you send it back, and they give you another brand new one. So you might be 4 years down the line and get a new a model, and you just keep doing it every month, the same. So that was the balloon option. So I passed over all that information to Oz, and yeah, fingers crossed, we might see something like that coming in the future. Obviously, I think it's better than the original financing mod we've got now, just because it's more in depth. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I just want to give Oz a big shout out for helping me out there, and I just want to give Oz a big shout out, one for his garage mod and sending me this one that can now track used equipment searches, as we can see here, but also just asking for some suggestions, some ideas of like kind of realistic small script mods that would just enhance and make it a little bit more in depth. I think the style of mod that he wants to go for is definitely in my playstyle, which is something that probably makes it more in depth, more menu based, more realistic. It's not a speed run basically of a gameplay style. It's a let's play this game realistically and so on. So yeah, big shout out to Oz, and can't wait to see what you do, mate. So before we get onto the harvesting, I just want to talk about the realistic weather mod very briefly, and I want to give a shout out to a comment that I actually got 2 hours ago from Mags IT2VD. I don't know if that's just it. I don't know if that's supposed to be a word or some with. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's Mags. Basically, Mags put a comment on one of my last videos. In fact, it was the last. In fact, it was 2 videos ago. So episode 13, whereas this is episode 15 now. So he's put basically that he's been doing some testing with the realistic weather mod, and he's noticed that rebuilding the moisture map using a smaller cell size seems to help. From what I can tell, when you increase the size to 50 by 50, which is what I've currently got it set as, it can create large patches of ground that have very high moisture retention, which then won't dry out anywhere near quick enough. I've had much better results when using between the 4x4 cells, which is actually the recommended, and then the 16 by 16. So anywhere between 4 and 4 and 16. Can't explain why, but it seems to give the fields a much lower average moisture retention, which might solve your issue for the most part. Anyway, hope that helps. And he says, keep up the good work and all that good stuff. So big shout out to Mags there. I wanted to share that in the video for anyone watching that's maybe got the same issue with me as the realistic weather mod. And I know I've done it a little bit differently because I've kind of set it now where it just does nothing. But what I was thinking of doing is just completely rebuilding it now, because we can test this, can't we? Because my moisture is not moving at all because of the way I've set it up. If I actually rebuild it at 50, actually, no, we don't want to do that. Let's try this properly. Let's rebuild it again, but at 50. Then go to our moisture, refresh, pick our highest moisture. So, I mean, that one's quite a low one. It is pretty crazy. Let's just pick field 33, and we're at 26 in field 33. So that's this one up here. This one's quite low, which is, I think that was my lowest one last time. Because I remember doing the harvest thinking, wow, and yeah, it is again. So 33 is the highest at 26, 42 is the lowest at 5.8. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try it again, rebuild it, but this time we're going to follow his advice, which goes to 4x4. Now, the only problem I've found with doing 4x4 is the save times extend quite a bit. Like, it just takes a bit of time. It's obviously more impact. There's a lot more information going into that XML file. There's a lot more data. The cells have been shortened quite a bit. Yes, it would make it more precise. And if it's recommended by Arrow, and now I've got this comment from Mags, I'm going to try it out. So let's do it. Let's rebuild it to 4. And let's go back to this and keep an eye on this. So we got 33. Field 33 is our highest at 26. And field 42 is our lowest at 5.8. And you can see it even took a bit of time there. So it's completely changed. So he is spot on. And I think that's probably a better variation because we were right down at 5 and up to like 30 odd. And up to like 20 odd. So yeah, we've reduced from 6 to, we got 16 to 6. And you can see that there's a lot more information going into that. So I think we'll keep it at 4x4. Ignore this section. I actually just pressed by accident start irrigation. I turned it straight off after, but then I saw that I've got this fee here. So if I get charged for anything on this field, yeah, I'm basically gonna, I don't even know. I'm probably just going to reimburse myself because I don't want to irrigate anything. At the moment, I just don't want anything to change, which is luckily not doing. But that is pretty much where we're at. So if we did grass silage now, if we did hay, every field bar field 32 would turn into hay instantly after tedding, which is a little bit of a negative. To be honest, I'd probably prefer it to be around, like if they were all around 16, I'd be quite happy because it gives it a little bit of time. You know, it gives me the feature still to dry off all the grass, which I kind of want to do. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll definitely keep an eye on it. But yeah, that's the recommendation. The only issue is this. So I've pressed it, and it just takes a lot longer. Like, it takes a lot longer, as you've noticed. And that's because of all the information going in. So this is what always put me off by doing the 4x4. I'm still saving. There we go. Now, it might be because that was the first one, so we will try it one more time. I've pressed it. That was quicker, definitely, at the start. But it is still taking quite some time. So, yeah, if you're doing an automatic save every 15 minutes... you know, just expect to wait a little bit longer. It's not too much, though. It's not like it's going to break the game in any way. But anyway, let's get out. We're going to be needing lights and everything for this. We're going to be doing some late evening harvesting in the night, well, with the perfect sunset. It has to be done. We're going to try and keep it simple. It's going to rain. I'm hoping, I'm actually pretty confident with this, that it won't rot the straw. Yeah, because of the fact... I think it needs to be in bale format in the realistic weather mod for it to actually rot the straw. So we should be good, hopefully. I mean, I'm not 100% confident there. I'm pretty sure he didn't change it to loose product. It was just bales. So if it's in bale format, it will rot away. But if it's in, yeah, if it's in loose, it'll be fine. I'm hoping so anyway. Right, we're going to attach to this. We're going to just swing around the bottom and just do a bit of a turn here. All fueled up, ready to go. I will talk about the yields as well in a second of the oats, because I got an incredible harvest, actually outstanding. And that's, you know, I've got like moisture, the weather, the realistic weather mod's not played a part too much in that. It's set to 100%, so it's not gone crazy. The moisture levels was, I don't think any of them were perfect. You know, some of them were in the recommended area, but there was one that was out, and that's the one I did in the video. So the other two were just average, so there was no perfect field, but it really did turn out quite well in the end. Let's just turn the lights on that. We will detach, and then I'll get hooked up, and then we'll just get into the field ready to go, and I will then show you, because I'm gonna make some really good cash just from the oats alone, from the 3 fields. Never mind the fact that I'm going to sell all the straw. But the only straw we're going to keep is the straw we've got now in storage. We don't need much from my experience without hitting a tree. Yeah, from my experience, even with the realistic weather mod, they don't need that much bedding. It's not like it has too much an impact, and I'm not using it for feed. I'd actually prefer if the game made straw give you maybe an increase in milk production, increase in health, because it obviously it's good for the animals to have that kind of bedding. So I would prefer it. Anyway, I don't know where I'm running to. I don't need to do that. I just need to open up the menu to go and check. See, we're saving again. So as much as I love the idea of putting it 4x4, it just, well, that was actually a lot quicker, but it does take a lot longer and it kind of delays it. But we'll keep it as it is. Right. So, let me have a look at this then. So we'll go to the time-saving stock check. We will hide all that we can't sell, and then we'll sort by the maximum value. So you can see straw, I've actually got 1.165 million. I've actually got 1.1 million, nearly 1.2 million litres of straw. If I actually look at the value at stations, you can see that, not that one. We want to show, we want this one, show storage. This is the stuff we're keeping, which is in the storage shed. This is the stuff that's in bale format that's I placed in the bunker. So that's the stuff we're selling. It's just undercover currently. So we got just under 1 million litres, but we're going to make more now from the barley. So already it says like 250,000, which is technically one of the loans. So amazing. All that's going to go to the loan. But then look at the oats as well. 213,000, because we ended up picking up 184,000 litres from the 3 fields. And then we're going to have barley and the straw from barley as well. So we're going to, go at this pretty well, hopefully. We're going to try and tackle our highest one, which is this one at 350. Going to try and get that out the way. Hopefully we can pay that off. That'd be the very minimum I'd hope for. And then, yeah, we will see what else we can do. I mean, this one's the highest one after that, so we'll start chipping away at that. But I'm hoping by January time, we will have reduced, the yields and everything. So, yeah, we'll have reduced the costs that we're actually enduring, let's say. So let's put all our lights on. It's not, I mean, it's only 7:30 at night in the summer, so it shouldn't be too bad, but it's definitely harder to see. Now, this field has got a little bit of a hill in it. That one's going to be worse. That one's going to be a challenge. I'm probably going to be going 1 mile an hour at points. So we'll have to try and pick which way is less uphill and go that way around the field. But it's probably going to be another long time lapse just for this one field alone. But I have to get both harvested. It's essential, or else I'm going to miss out here, which is not what I want to do. Let's go to... We'll do 2 headlands. We will start using GPS in a second. I mean, I really like this harvester, but like now, for example, when it's on, like when the actual PTO is on, I reverse it 2 miles an hour. It's weird how sluggish it is. It might be something that if I can actually upgrade it, the engine, I will try and do that just to see if the performance is better. Because it's, a decent size harvester. I enjoyed playing last night. It takes a bit longer than obviously having a 12 metre, 10 metre one. but I mean, it's still a decent sized header, and a nice harvester that fits the kind of style I've been going for on the series. But anyway, another time lapse. It's going to be a long one. I'll try my best to shorten it down. I always try and make it like one song length. Sometimes I'm looking for long songs or like 5-minute long songs, so it might be another one like that, but I'll cut back in when I've done one field and give you a bit of an update and see what the time is then. I do need to go to times 1 though, so I'll do that now. But as long as we just get it all harvested before the rain comes, we don't need to worry about the baling. We can just do that after. I'm pretty confident that the rain won't make it disappear. kind of just realised that I've got no lights on the farm. I really need to sort that out. I need to place some lights around like I did in the save game on version 1 of Bevington Farm. So when everyone, who was playing the map, edit just had the save game, it was easier because there was lights. But no, I didn't include any in the farm at all. Just not something I actually went about doing. Probably won't do it now just because, I completely overlooked it. But I might do in the future if I do another farm edit at some point. You never know. I'll make sure to include lights. But we've got a headlamp, which I actually think is a cracking mod on ModHub. It means that every time I use the torch, you don't actually have it in your hands and you can still function the same way and run around the same way and do all that good stuff, but you've actually got the torch in front of you. So it's, it's supposed to be on your head, but as you can tell, there's no visible headlamp on your head. It's just, you've got the torch in front of you. So we don't need to worry too much. But anyway, I've done it. I did the time-lapse first on the first field, then I jump cutted, did the second field. All the draws out in the field in rows. We'll get that done, probably in between episodes. But let's have a quick look. I'm glad I did that. It was a bit of a change to how I originally intended the episode to go because I actually thought it'd be, because I thought it'd be longer and I was probably going into the next month and doing the barley that way. But it's not the end of the world. I mean, we got it done. The one thing I've noticed, though, is oats is such a better crop to do. It really is. You get a good yield. And, I know I did 3 fields and got 184,000. So the yield's probably around the same, but it's just the value of the crops higher on normal difficulty. To get 1158 and 200,000 compared to only 78,000, well, 79,000 really, is a big difference. So I think it just, for me, we should go with oats a lot more, especially if we're trying to make this money back to pay off our loans. After that, when we're square, we can always mix and match and try out different crops and stuff. Maybe do some corn at some point, sunflowers, things like that. Soybeans are always good as well. And that might be a good shout, actually. Maybe next time do a mix of oats and soybeans. But kind of stop doing the barley and the wheat, even though we could turn that into a production and, make even more money. But I think we'll hold off doing any of that. I mean, what would be good is if I could get like a personalised beer mod, turn the barley into like Scroft's Faffin Beer or the Faffin Beer Company and just do it like that. That would probably be something I'd be interested in trying out. Maybe I can try my hand at that next time instead of doing map edits. Maybe customise a production to make it like the Faffin Beer Company and we can just make a bottle of Faff. That's actually not a bad idea. I probably enjoyed trying that out. But yeah, we got it. I mean, if you look at the value of everything, so, we got straw, plenty more as well. It's not even showing me, if I go to the storage, it's not even showing me everything I need to bale up. So that's going to be really good. That'll pay off a loan in itself. Probably the biggest loan as well, because I think I could be up to 350. So I think this one will go. And then let's say we need 340 for the next one. Let's go back down to time saving. 340, well, that straight away is going to be good. That there, we're going to be a bit shy, aren't we? But we'll definitely pay off the main one and very close to paying off the second one as well. It might work out that we pay off 2 loans and then we've just got the 250 left, which I know that's still a lot of money, but it's a lot better than 900,000. So I'm very happy with that, very happy. And I think what I will do is if Oz makes, the mod that I was on about for financing, I'll change the set. I will redo the financing deal that I've currently got to make it better and not paying 5,000 a month. I think that has to be the plan. But I'll keep an eye out, and obviously no rush for us to make the mod. When it's ready, it's ready. But I will definitely try it out and see if we can get the fence on a bit more of a realistic and better deal for the farm. Because we can't be paying what we're paying now every month. It's just insane. It's insane. In fact, let's jump into next month. You can see how dark it is now without with the farm having no lights. But yeah, let's jump into next month. We should be good. We'll have a bit of rain, but if we jump into 9 a.m., the rain's probably just fall. It wasn't much anyway. It was enough for it to ruin our bales and have them start rotting away. But there we go. You can see, well, irrigation costs, that's ridiculous. So that's happening. So 24,575 or something like that. We're going to sort that out. 24,575. That was a mistake because I don't actually want any irrigation. But you can see, look, new vehicles. And well, we're down from 55 to 41,000. That's with me reimbursing that irrigation cost. So pretty crippling, really. I do want to sort these grass fields out in front of me because I did have a bit of weeds going on. So it'd be nice to sort that out. Oh, I need to check the grazing as well. You can see that it's kind of regrown. A lot of it's been fed. A lot of it's getting consumed by the cows. But I do need to check that out. Which one am I looking for now? This one would be weeds. So yeah, you've got weeds everywhere in these fields now, which makes sense. I think they all need lime as well, don't they? Yeah, they do. They really need some lime. So, I mean, I can't put that on now because we need to get that third cut in, try to do a bit of hay so we can make even more money. There's a load of bales I need to do. But let's just have a quick look at the pasture down here. See what it looks like, because I really like this. You can tell that they're consuming quite a lot of this now. There's only a few little bits. And I bet it's the same for the beef stock up in this top field. Yeah, exact same up here. You can just see there's a few little bits. I mean, it's hard to see them. You have to jump up. Where are they? I keep seeing them, but they're very, very small. Like this one here, you can just see it. It's hard to actually see. Weeds in all these fields though, and then over here I've got my straw. I'm gonna have to bale up as well, so I'll get that sorted out. But there's weeds everywhere now, everywhere. But we don't have to worry about that too much. We got the harvest done. That's the most important thing. Cows, let's have a look at that, see if anything's gone on. We shouldn't have any calves just yet, but they are getting close though. Like these are, well, that's 1 month away, that's 2 months away from being of age as well, so the bull can do its thing. But yeah, well, like 70%, it's very close. How much did they got? Oh, so they have refreshed. That's gone up to 37. That's good. That's gone up to 73. So that's even better. Sheep's gone up, and the sheep pasture's gone up as well. So it's really just these that need a bit of feed. So not much. I can actually try out my new feed mixer on that. So I'll get that sorted out. I'll get the bales done as well, the straw bales. Stack it all up, and then we're pretty much going to wait for the third cut. So that's going to be autumn time. What we could do is look at the planting seasons. And try and get some of the fields prepped and everything for that third harvest. It's going to be an important one. We're not going to be doing barley or canola, so we don't need to worry about that. I do want to plant, though, potentially oats again, but I definitely want to do soybeans. So, yeah, we don't need to do anything. We could mulch the field, and we can get some lime down on it, but that's it. Then we direct seed in. So, soybeans going to be April, and oats is going to be March, so we can get the ball rolling in March, same again in April, and then we'll have all our crops in. So really, this focus here is going to be mulching, going to get lime sorted out, might replant in some of the grass fields as well, just so we don't have to worry about weeds if it's always going to happen there, which is a strange one in a grass field, but it kind of makes sense, I guess. But yeah, we'll tackle that as well in this period whilst waiting for that third cut. So we're like probably October time, start of October. Whatever we make, it's going to be for money. Even if it's just for silage, it's going to help us out. But yeah, quite happy with it. I'm actually a lot more optimistic than what I was at the start of the last episode when I looked at the amount of money that I owed. I saw that 900,000 thinking, yeah, I know I wanted all this equipment. I'm glad I got it. But that is a lot of money. Can I actually pay this off? But with the oats especially and the straw, we have got some serious cash. And we've also got some serious straw that's still out in the field. Yeah. Who knows? And I just wish, I really do wish we could get some better bale physics in the game. I'm hoping someone makes a mod for it, because I think that might be the mod of the year. In fact, if a modder makes a realistic bale physics mod that fixes it, I will happily pay for a trophy with your name on it saying the guy that saved FS. And I'll drive it to your front door and give it you in person, because it's probably my biggest irritation at the moment, which is just bale physics. It's just unplayable. You can't really manually load and unload bales anymore. That's the way I see it, which is why I'm fully using autoload at the moment, because even if I manually load them onto a trailer and strap them down, I then can't manually unload them because I can't stack them anywhere manually because they just fall over. So it's all got to go into, like a spawn point. So I may as well just use an autoload trailer. It just completely ruins the manual loading of bales. Like, look at this. This was placed down with autoload, and you can see the bales are already just bobbing about. They're all over the shop. Not the way I left them. It's crazy. It's yeah, the one thing I'd love to see get fixed. Well, you never know. I mean, modders have done so much work already, but also Giants might fix it if we report it. So yeah, I might report it again. I did actually report it once, put a video on and everything, of when I was just standing next to bales and they were just moving about the place. So I might have to report it again. I think it's one of them where if 50 people report something, they definitely go and fix it. But if only 2 people do, it just goes to the bottom of the list. And then they might get to it, they might not. So unfortunately how it works. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate you taking the time to do that. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, give it a thumbs up for me, because it really does help me on YouTube. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for me for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator. See you, everybody.